range day.
And of course, as soon as I show up to the range, it starts raining. It's fitting though. It's fitting because the thing that I came to show you guys today is made for bad conditions. It's made for emergencies, and it's made for situations that maybe you didn't plan for, but by owning this thing means you had a plan. I'm gonna take you to the tailgate, use the lid to keep some rain off of me, and show you just exactly what we brought out here. All right, the rain has let up a little bit, just in time for me to show you what we brought. Check this out. Magnum Research. It's a cool logo. Magnum Research, the same folks that brought us the Desert Eagle. But this thing today is a 22 long rifle made in the USA. Uses the same magazines as the ever popular Ruger 1022, except this one does something a little different. Let me show you. I'm gonna turn my back to you for a minute because I don't want you to see yet. And there comes the rain again. I spoke too soon. I jinxed us. So check this out. This sucker can get packed up, dropped in a bag, a suitcase, put underneath the seat of an airplane or truck, and with it you've got a 22 long rifle that's very lightweight, very easy to put together. Got this notch on here in this cam, and when I drop this barrel in, lock that cam down, that dude is in there and not going anywhere. It comes with this flat top. I put this Steiner T1XI on there, a frickin' top-notch red dot, and I want to see what this little guy's going to do. In addition to some of the things that we already looked at, it's got a threaded barrel. So if you got threaded barrel things that you want to do with this, you can do that. And I do believe that this barrel is carbon fiber, which is very pretty. But this thing's made for weather like this. This thing is made for bad days. You're going to go to war with it? Nope. But you're going to do what I'm about to show you. Let's check it out. Well, it's like I've been out here all night because it's a new day. I had to run home yesterday. The rain got crazy and it was just too stupid, because the next thing I need to do is zero this. So this is the model MLR 1722 from Magnum Research, made up in Pillager, Minnesota. I believe I'm saying that right. Pillager. Pillager. If I'm wrong, you tell me. This is an Archangel folding stock that's on here. Pretty dang sweet. I'm going to zero at 50. I've got the lead sled out here because I was doing an earlier video on zeroing, which you'll have to check out on the channel. And I'm going to choose 50 because what I would use this for would be survival food, right? You bury this thing in the bottom of the airplane or back of the pickup truck for a breakdown out in the bush, and this is what you'd have to be able to get you some game, or at the worst stop maybe something horrible from attacking you. I think much beyond 50 for this type setup, you're getting below the desired effect of that ammunition, 22 long rifle. Now, that being said, you could put a hundo zero on here and see how far you could stretch it to have a good old time, but for us, we'll say this is going to be for ranch duties and general plinking. So let's get over to the shooting bench and see what we can do. One of the things that I think is pretty cool about the design of this little guy is they chose to use a magazine that is very widely available. It's for the Ruger 1022, like I mentioned earlier. So the supplied 10-round box, or you can get the longer guys in various capacities. I've got a couple 25-rounders, so you could easily store this thing in your last ditch bag with a couple 25s or whatever. I'm going to be testing this with some standard, Walmart style Federal. This is the full metal jacket, just straight up lead, 40 grain. And then I've got some stingers, the old sting-a-dings, just to see if the groups change much. Got a piece of paper out there, got the lead sled set up. And just a reminder, Steiner T1XI, very high quality dot. I don't usually use a lead sled. I had this out here for another project and I thought, to heck with it, why not use it? So a piece of paper at 50, I'll walk you down there. We'll just shoot a 5-shot group to start. Just gonna get myself dialed in since I am using this thing. All right, bolts closed, safety is off, red is dead. Decent little trigger on there. Now you may be noticing I don't have perfect posture behind this rifle. This thing's set up for a righty. I'm getting it done, but that felt good and steady. I'll clear this blaster out, we'll head down range. Well, that doesn't suck. I literally just put the dot on here and did nothing. So out of the gate, 50-yard group of about 1 3/4, of which 4 of them are 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna adjust the group based off of this. So on this string of fire, I've got the Garmin chronograph set up. We'll see if we can get some ballistic data on these little 40 grain 22s. We'll do it again. I also put a couple clicks of adjustment into the optic. $11.80. 11.44. All right, now we'll switch over to the CCI and shoot a different part of this target. Looks like we're about 7/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4, and we can probably input a little bit more windage and maybe a little elevation adjustment. Let's do it, and then we'll try a couple more styles of ammo. All right, CCI Stinger. (1,605 feet per second). 1609. 1591. 1604. 1634. Maker safe. Let's go see what those targets look like. Mind the muzzle. A couple adjustments in, which definitely has me more centered, but the faster and lighter bullet that we just shot, the Stinger, that looks not terrible. That's an 1.5 inch group at 50. I'm gonna paste them and shoot a couple more groups, then we're gonna put some rounds on steel. For a red dot, no magnification at 50 yards, watch this. More adjustments to this because I'm having a good time. Look at that. One paster easily covers all 5 rounds. It was cool. All 5 rounds at 50 and I could cover them with a paster. I dig it. All right, we got it now. I'm gonna put a new target up. We're gonna see what happens when we take the barrel on and off. I'll show you that target. I just put 4 of them into a paster at 50, which I'm happy with. We'll do 2 groups with the barrel on, then we'll pop it off, put it back on, and shoot a couple more groups. How's that sound to you? here is the last group I just shot. You see I'm shooting pretty quickly. I was just trying to get this dot where I wanted it. I'm not unhappy with that at all. Out of a 22 rifle with a red dot on it with budget Walmart ammo. Learn about my super secret target. Right there, printer paper. We've all got piles of it. And a little spray glue. A piece of printer paper. And then I'm just going to use some of these pasters. So I've got some contrast to shoot these groups. I'll do the top ones as the before we pop the barrel off, and then we'll do the bottom ones after we pop the barrel off. Range is hot. Verify this gun's empty. So you kind of need a little bit of a tool to pop this. I'm pretty strong and it's hard to lift that. So I've been using, I'm not going to use my knife blade, I'm using the backside of the blade, and you just put a little pop on there and then that barrel comes right out. Okay, so we've taken it off. This is nice for inspecting too and cleaning. You know, that's a really kind of a cool deal. It's a beautiful barrel. If I can get you lined up, kind of. It's really sweet for cleaning. All right, and we'll put her right back. You just put the keyway, I guess, down, and it won't lock. If you have it turned a little bit, you'll feel it in your hands. It won't lock, so you got to make sure that it's in the down position. And once it is, boop, she locks right back up. Let's reload and do it again. All right, loaded back up. We'll shoot the next couple of groups here with the barrel having come off and been put back on. So we'll see if she holds zero. Moment of truth. I'm hoping. All right, here we go. That one felt like I might have pulled a little right. Here comes empty chamber. Don't get in the habit of dry firing on a rim fire because that firing pin is falling onto steel. Let's go check it out. One of the reasons 22 is so cool, and actually a side note to that, the modern marvel of manufacturing, that all of these millions of little bits come out of the factory and do their thing and have some level of consistency is pretty cool. Some of this is my ability to see this dot, because I'm just looking through my naked eye at this dot from 50 yards. As you can see, I can cover 4 of those with the pad of my index finger, right? So after the barrel, I feel like I might have rushed those next 10 shots. I'm gonna do it one more time. Maybe she will. See that? All right, I'll take that. You guys saw how fast I shot that. I didn't feel that I was as careful on the last 2. So what this tells me, as you'll see in a minute, is that this thing held a pretty good 0. I'm going to show you this target, and then I'm gonna have a little fun with this thing. Here we go. Ability to see. This one I again felt like I shot faster than the first one. So if you're starting to look at much bigger targets, like a squirrel's head or, you know, a bullseye target. There's quite a bit more there. Let's plink some steel. Here we go. Here we go. That was good times. From the backpack with a shot timer. Let's just see what kind of times it's looking like. Stand by. Clock is ticking, clock is ticking. That was fun. Let's see what our time was. Clear it out. First shot, 16:95. So playing with this thing for a couple hours on the range, I was able to get it out of the backpack, get it put together, get it onto a piece of steel 20 yards away in under 20 seconds, 16:95. I'll take that. Stand by. Clock is ticking, clock is ticking. Woo! That was fun. Well, that was fun. The Magnum Research model MLR 1722. I'll put the weight on screen. I don't know what the total weight is with this optic. I'll do with and without. It is handy, freaking accurate, man. I mean, I'm not out here bullseye shooting, but to be able to put 4 shots at 50 yards into something that you can cover with the pad of your index finger, this kind of stuff, when you're just shooting with a dot, you're limited by your vision. I'm blind in this eye legally and have corrected vision in my left eye. That's why you see me shoot a long gun left-handed, even though I'm a right-handed individual. I taught myself to shoot the long guns left-handed, shoot a bow left-handed, etc. But the limitation is going to be the information on the target. And that's what magnification does for you. It doesn't make the gun more accurate. It doesn't make the ammunition more accurate. It just gives you more information out at the target about what's happening with that muzzle. So we had one group where we were less than an inch at 50 yards. That means the gun's capable of it. This isn't a video of how good a shooter Mickey is. It's what can we learn about the thing. You know, I did the little fun demo there, pulling the gun out of this MFT backpack. Thanks, they sent me this a while ago to demo it, and I've been using it as my computer bag and kind of one of my travel bags. I like it. Great guys, they don't pay me to talk about it, but MFT, they make some good stuff. Would this be like a defensive gun? Any gun is a defensive gun if you need it. I mean, this thing is so handy. I know guys that say, well, get a caliber that you can have. There's a lot of places that something like this is all certain people can have. It's also just really easy to travel with. I'm not suggesting that this should be like the bug out end of the world thing, but I'll tell you what, you just saw 17 seconds coming out of the bag, getting onto targets 15, 20-ish yards away, and it's gonna hit them. A little hornet's nest of 40 grains of lead would suck. Check these guys out. check out Steiner too. I've been demoing these dots on a few of our rifles this past summer, and I've got nothing but love for them. Hyper crisp, easy to make adjustments to. The windage and elevation are super tight and right. It's not wishy-washy. You know when you click it, and very sturdy mounts. Magnum Research, cool stuff. Be well. Don't be dickheads. Tell somebody you love them. And if you guys want to come out and train with us and do some rifle shooting, well then I think you should do that. CarryTrainer.com, and you can look at our rifle classes and our pistol classes. Just like that, she's back in storage mode. Peace out. That's cool. Later, hater.
Okay. Testing. Test, test, test.
Check, 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 to check, 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 check. Test, 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 a test, test, a test, test.